Okay, welcome back to Two and a Highchair for Smoking. Let's keep going with Chapter 1, Part 5. As a dishwasher, floor politics didn't mean much to me. All I knew was that when the bus tubs were full and Lori told me to change them, the tone in her voice left no ambiguity that this task now assumed number one on my list of things to do. Amy was easier to talk to. She didn't normally get stressed out either. Fran, though, was a wild card. She had been serving since she was a teenager, and she had a bitterness toward the job and customers that I guess was understandable. You do any job for long enough and you'll come to hate it. Or the people. Norma was a long-termer too, one of the few to later join the ranks of the big three on the floor. She had grown up in Mexico but immigrated to Canada to marry her boyfriend, and she hoped to find good employment. She wound up as an underpaid and overworked secretary. She despised her boss. I wouldn't piss on that bastard if he was on fire. Norma worked part-time at the restaurant. She liked to come in early, smoke a few cigarettes, have a meal, and chat with whoever was around. For her, the restaurant wasn't just a job. It was a social thing. Customers sometimes remarked the restaurant had remarkably little turnover. Year after year, the same faces stayed on. Whatever else could be said about the place, it kept us there. Not everyone, though. A fair share came and went quickly. I can't remember all the names. For example, there was an older waitress with short blonde hair that worked with us for a while. She had decades of experience and could hold plates all up and down her arms. They were so thin, like spaghetti noodles. I had no idea how they supported the weight. She was a master at her craft, and she could pull off a great shift without breaking a sweat. What was her name, Pam? Let's call her Pam. Was quite wrinkled, and her skin somewhat leathery. She didn't just smoke. She loved to smoke. She was also incredibly upbeat. All of life's problems, she believed, could be solved with the right attitude. And then she said, "You're laughing." Then she would look at the cigarette between her fingers. "And then you have a smoke. You win." And every time she laughed, it would come out as half a cough, and you would hear her clear her throat of phlegm. Let's call her Pam eventually found a job elsewhere and moved on. And she was missed. Some of the short-termers, however, some were short-termers, others long, but most were on their way to something else, a career outside of restaurants. A few went to college, gradually chipping away at a degree. And then there were the lifers. They might quit, then never get out. They might have kids or something, but they'd be back. They always came back. Some people were just destined to spend their lives on the restaurant floor, whether they liked it or not. That was Fran, to a T.